Oh, hey Maine First Media followers. Welcome to the Surgeon General's Warning. I'm your host, Sean Ross Still. And we got some interesting stuff to get into today. Yes, sir, we do. Gotta find my lighter. Oh no! Oh, look, I have one. Ah! Ah! Alrighty. Just when you thought that the left couldn't make this shit up anymore, it gets worse. Oh my God. So I'm going through the other day. It was on the 3rd. It was right before Kavanaugh was confirmed. It was before Susan Collins went down to DC and gave that great patriotic speech she gave. She definitely amazed me. So now I gotta ask, do we support her if Susan Collins wants to run again? It's a very good question. Because you gotta also remember, her opposition, or I should say the opposition, has already raised quite a bit of money for her opposition running mate. So you gotta also remember that a lot of that money is coming from out of state. It's not Mainers' money, so it's not truly representing Maine. They're just mad because she stood up for what the Constitution stands for. That's why this opposition is threatening Susan Collins. But anyways, that's not the main topic for today. So how do you feel about Augusta sending students down to protest against Susan Collins?
Well, I'm glad that they fixed that and nipped it in the bud. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm happy with Senator Collins' vote. So definitely. Absolutely. We're glad to be here tonight too. We got a lot of people here.
Yeah, definitely. Good turnout.
Good turnout. How many people do you think Janet Mills has over there?
Handful.
Yeah.
I'd probably say like 25, 30.
Yeah, we had 100.
Really?
Very good. Very
Definitely. Red alert! The University of Southern Maine uses your tax dollars and offers college credits to protest Senator Susan Collins in Washington. Yeah. They were offering a credit to students to essentially go down to Washington, D.C. and try to prevent Susan Collins from making a decision based on the Constitution. That's what their intentions were. Now, moving along into the rhetoric. Let me open it up here. Okay, it says, in an email from University of Southern Maine community outreach conductor, UMaine students are told that they can earn a credit if they hop on a free bus to ride down to Washington, D.C. to protest Senator Susan Collins. And then GOP goes into saying the event page also goes as far to ask students, are you okay with being arrested? Yeah, arrested. So these are students, young students. I'm sure most of them are probably within the ages, I don't know, we'll say 18 to 30. To go down to Washington, D.C. and essentially protest in a manner that could possibly get you arrested. Yeah, this is the way that this write-up is looking. So, now, okay, the school's saying, oh, well, I want your parents' money. I want tuition. So, essentially, they would be selling a degree that's worthless. Because what happens if you get arrested and get a felony charge? You're not going to be working in the area you want to be working in, I can tell you that. But that's how far these activists, and this is where we really got to boil it down. It's professors that are manipulating our youth. Manipulating. Trying to sell them truth with no basis of any factual evidence. So, and then it goes on to say, in case you were wondering, students who want to support Senator Susan Collins are not welcome. As one individual who asked and found out. Yeah. So, how does that work? You know, me personally, this goes against everything I believe. So, essentially, they're holding college credits over a student's head. How is that any different from, say, a gangster pimp forcing his prostitute to inject drugs? That's how they hook them. It's the same idea. So, anyways, getting into it. Okay. It says students can earn 1 free credit for enrolling in this pop-up course. Engaged citizenship. The requirements of the pop-up include busing overnight to Washington, D.C. to join activists, political activist groups, and social justice organizations.
Here, get the fuck out of here.
I'm leaving, bro.
Get out.
You should go away.
Get out.
To meet up with Senator Susan Collins. Rally up around the FBI investigation on the Supreme Court nominee Kavanaugh. So, this is now you also got to remember that these universities take our tax money. They take our tax money. So essentially, what does this leave you to believe? Well, okay, getting into the details. Okay, there's details here. Details. Bus departs from Portland at 9 p.m. Wednesday, October 3rd. Arrives in D.C. next morning. Spend the day at Capitol Hill. Return to Portland from D.C., arriving home Friday morning, October 5th. 2 overnights on the bus. Please pack personal comforts, food, and water. You will be met in D.C. and escorted to the Capitol Thursday morning. Bus departs D.C. Thursday night, October 4th. This pop-up course is tuition free. So of course, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it because I won't sacrifice my beliefs for something like this. But I could see how a student that maybe needs just that one credit to graduate or to get into the next course they need. So of course they're gonna say, oh well, hey, that sounds like a good idea. It's not. And then it has a thing that says, check all that apply. I am a survivor and willing to share my story to Senator Susan Collins' office. So these are things you have to check if they apply to you. This must be the way that they figure out whether or not you're a conservative or a Republican. Be my best guess. Alright, anyways. Next one says, I am a survivor and willing to share my story to the public. Live stream, rally, and press. So let's exploit these students because these professors think it's okay. Then it says, I am interested in civil disobedience, willing to get arrested. Bail is about $50. Please have a plan. Please have a plan. Then the next one is, I prefer not to get arrested. Gotta get that big L, big liability word in there. That's why they added that one. Ha! I can afford to pay my own way down to DC. I need help to afford to go to DC. I am with the media. Please put outlet or other. That's what they put out over Twitter.
My name is Alyssa. My name is Alyssa. When I was 19 years old. When I was 19 years old. I was at a concert. I was at a concert. Of a very famous pop star. Of a very famous pop star. Who told the crowd. Who told the crowd. To get closer to her. To get closer to her. This resulted in a stampede. This resulted in a stampede. People were smashed against each other. People were smashed against each other. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. From behind me. From behind me. I felt a hand up my skirt. I felt a hand up my skirt. And I was punched repeatedly. And I was punched repeatedly. In the vagina. In the vagina. I couldn't turn around. I couldn't turn around. I looked to the stage. I looked to the stage. And I looked to the security guards. And I looked to the security guards. And I said, please help me. And I said, please help me. And they couldn't help me. And they couldn't help me. They shook their head. They shook their heads. I managed to break free. I managed to break free. And I climbed up the stage to get away from my predator. And I climbed up the stage to get away from my predator. And I turned around. And I turned around. And I didn't know which one it was. And I didn't know which one it was. And I looked to the sea of people. And I looked to the sea of people. And I couldn't find him. And I couldn't find him. And I couldn't report. And I couldn't report. Because I didn't know who it was to report. Because I didn't know who it was to report. And I didn't tell anybody. And I didn't tell anybody. Because I didn't know who it was to tell on. Because I didn't know who it was to tell on. And I kept the secret. And I kept the secret. Just like Dr. Ford kept her secret. Just like Dr. Ford kept her secret. For decades. For decades.
There was one good thing that happened out of this. Because the patriot community here in Maine is so strong, we were able to make it so that they couldn't use tax dollars. But, I'm a little bit of a conspiratorial person because, you know, I've studied what the left does. Well, anyways, I can't go into the news publication, but you can find it. It is out there. I'm sure you can find it within Maine First Media, too. But, essentially, the college dean said that he had no knowledge of this pop-up course. Come to find out, it was all put together by a professor that supposedly retired, I believe, back, I want to say in July. I would have to, we'll put some links in with this so you guys can find it. But, anyways, my point is, they had to backpedal so much to say that, oh, it was a rogue ex-professor. Well, this professor, you know, took the brunt of the kickback, and pretty much was like, oh, well, yeah, it is my fault. I should have went through the proper channels and blah, blah, blah. Now you gotta ask the question. What would happen if the Maine GOP, Maine Republican Party, did not question the University of Southern Maine? It's a question you gotta ask. Would they have sailed off into the sunset and nothing, they would have used taxpayers' money? I don't know. But these are the types of professors that are trying to teach our kids. So now you gotta ask yourself, is it really worth sending my kid to college if I have to worry about some teacher destroying the rest of their life because they have some problem with somebody in the government? Regardless of what the situation is, you can change it any way you want. It boils down to one person got a hair up their ass, wanted to do something about it, and was willing to destroy who and whatever is in their way. Alrighty guys, thanks for checking out the Surgeon General's warning. The only place you're gonna find this podcast is on Maine First Media. Remember, that's where real Mainers go to get real news. Because these news rags that put out publication of junk, you're not gonna get the news. So definitely subscribe, become a follower, sign up for the newsletter, and come hang out with me next week. Until next time, remember, True Patriot questions everything.
What reform means. They think reform might mean it's going up. And I said, do tax cuts. Thank you. How did he get in here, Matt? Why? Okay. Just for the media, the fake news back there. They took very good care of him. They were very gentle. He was very obnoxious. It was only one person. So we have thousands of people here. So listen, tomorrow the headline will be, protesters disturb the trouble. One person, folks, doesn't deserve a mention, doesn't deserve a headline. The headline tomorrow, disruptors of CPAC. One person, and he was very nice. We looked at him, he immediately left. Okay. Now, I've had it too often. You'll have one person, and you can hardly even hear. In fact, the biggest really disturbance are you people. You know why? He'll say something, nobody hears him, because it's so, and then the crowd will start screaming at him, and then all of a sudden we stop and that's okay. You have to show your spirit, right? You have to show your spirit. It's true.